My wife discovered my affair, then pretended everything was normal for a year. She told me later, I didn't leave right away. I wanted to make sure I had a job, a degree, and a daycare first. I begged, please, we can fix this. She just looked at me and said, no, I already fixed it. I'm done. 6 days later, I came home to an empty house, divorce papers, and zero way to reach her. Now she's thriving, with her own place, her own life, and I'm left explaining to my toddlers why mommy doesn't come home. She stayed calm, played the long game, and left without a trace. I didn't just lose my wife, I lost everything. I, 34M, cheated on my wife, 33F, and thought I'd be able to fix it. I was wrong. It's been a month since she moved out. I still wake up every morning and reach for her side of the bed like a goddamn idiot. I guess I'm writing this because I have no one else to tell. Everyone already knows. Everyone I care about is disappointed in me, and they're right to be. I fecked up in the biggest way you can FK up a marriage. I work for the Crown Attorney's office. That's not a brag. I'm saying it because the job is pressure cooker intense, and we clock in brutal hours. That doesn't excuse what I did, but it's how I ended up spending more time with another attorney than my own wife. She's married too. And it started with late-night dinners and stress venting and turned into something else. I won't pretend like I didn't know it was wrong. I knew. I just thought I could keep both worlds separate, that I could come home and still be the husband and dad my wife and kids needed. God, I was so full of myself. She found out a year ago. I had no clue. She didn't scream or cry or throw things. She just kept being her. The same wife who packed my lunch, kissed me goodbye, texted me funny videos of our kids, the same one who left little notes in my briefcase, and I thought I was getting away with it. Turns out, she was planning her exit. She started doing Instacart and Uber Eats when I thought she was running errands. She signed up for free online courses through the Adult Education Center. She started putting away money, quietly, carefully, and then, one day, she found a daycare for our boys and got herself a job at a local clinic. 3 weeks ago, she sat me down. The kids were napping. I thought we were going to talk about their preschool applications or something. Instead, she said, I know, that was it. Just those 2 words. I asked what she meant and she just repeated it. I know about the affair. I've known for a while. I couldn't speak. My mouth literally wouldn't form words. She didn't yell. She didn't ask questions. She just said, I'm moving out tomorrow. I didn't believe her. The next day, she was gone. She took her clothes, the kids' things, and a few pieces of furniture. The rest was just silence. I didn't even know where she was until she texted me the address later that evening. She'd already found a small 2-bedroom with the help of her sister, who, by the way, didn't even know why she was leaving me until after the move. I don't even know how to explain how that felt. I thought if she ever found out, we'd fight, cry, go to therapy. I thought there'd be a scene, not this surgical removal of herself from my life. Now she only talks to me about our kids. Drop off, pick up, diapers, snacks, nap times. That's it. It's like I'm a coworker she's being polite with. I deserve it. I know I do, but it still fucking hurts. I look back and realize she was never passive. She was just planning. She didn't want to confront me until she had everything set. She even kept it from her sister, her best friend, until a few weeks before she left, and even then didn't tell her why until it was done. She also never outed me to anyone else until after she left. Then apparently she told her sister and a few others, including the other attorney's husband. That last part. Yeah, that one blew up. I'm still dealing with the fallout at work, but I don't even have the energy to write about that yet. The thing is, she still looks the same. When she comes to drop off the kids, she still has that same calm face. She says, hi and thanks like I'm a stranger. Like we weren't married for 5 years. Like we didn't raise 2 babies together. Like she didn't sit beside me every night while I dozed off on the couch watching bad crime shows. And honestly, that's what kills me the most. She used to laugh at how bad those shows were. Now, I sit in the living room alone. The house echoes. It's all wrong without her. Even the boys' toys look out of place without her picking them up and humming under her breath. I made the worst mistake of my life and now I'm living inside the aftermath. I don't want advice. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just needed to get this out. Edit. A few people asked why I didn't just stop the affair when I realized it was wrong. I don't know. Maybe because I convinced myself I could control it. Maybe because part of me thought I'd never get caught. Or maybe because I didn't understand how much damage I was doing until it was too late. If that makes me a coward, so be it. Edit 2. I just found one of her old water bottles in the car, tucked behind the passenger seat. I stared at it for 10 minutes like a lunatic. It still smelled like her shampoo. I sat there and cried in the fucking driveway. Update. So, remember how I said I hit rock bottom? I was wrong. That was just the first drop. The kind where your stomach lurches, but you still think maybe, just maybe, you'll find a way to climb out. That illusion ended 2 days ago when I got home from work and saw the envelope. It was on the kitchen counter. My name, typed, no return address. I already knew. I didn't have to open it. I sat on the bar stool and stared at it for a long time. The house was too quiet, still too clean, too sterile. Her scent has started to fade from the couch cushions. My sons weren't there. I usually get them on Wednesdays, but she'd texted that morning asking to switch days because Our youngest had a fever, so it was just me, a cold envelope, and the realization that it was now official. She filed for divorce. No fight, no second chances, no conversation, just a clean, legal break. And I shouldn't be surprised. She told me, plain as day, I'm not coming back. But some part of me, some pathetic, desperate, self-deluded part, thought she'd hold off, thought we'd talk more. Maybe we'd have some kind of reckoning or closure conversation. Maybe I could explain. Turns out I was just a guest in my own fantasy. She'd already secured a lawyer. I don't know how. Those kinds of attorneys are expensive, and she'd just started working a couple weeks ago. I asked her, and she just said she found one through a non-profit for women re-entering the workforce. That was all she'd say. She refuses to discuss anything beyond the kids. We're splitting custody 50-50 for now. She's firm on that, but kind. She packs their bags for each visit with a level of detail I never appreciated before. Clothes for every possible weather change, extra snacks, backup pacifiers. She even sends their stuffed animals so they feel comfortable here. She's being thoughtful about their adjustment while completely shutting me out. And I know I deserve it, but God, it's like getting stabbed with kindness. She's not angry, at least not outwardly. She's just done, like something in her turned off and there's no switching it back on. I opened the divorce papers eventually. She's not contesting anything beyond the basics. We'll split assets evenly, no alimony, just child support based on income. She even listed the exact model and mileage of the family car in her disclosures. I didn't even know she knew how to do that. That night, I had my first panic attack in years. I thought I was having a heart attack. I was on the kitchen floor, staring up at the ceiling, and it hit me all at once. I fucked up something that was real. Something good. Something I didn't deserve maybe, but still had. And now I don't. The worst part though? I had the kids the next day. My youngest was still a little sick. Runny nose, clingy. I tried to be there. I tried to be present. But every time I looked at him, I thought about how I'd ruined his whole family over a woman whose name I don't even want to say out loud anymore. My oldest kept asking, "Where's mommy?" And I had to fake a smile and say, "She'll see you tomorrow, bud." And then I went into the bathroom and cried. Again, work's a mess too. Word spread. I haven't said anything, but people know, or they've guessed. My colleague, the one I cheated with, has stopped talking to me. Her husband showed up to the office once, demanding to speak to her, and security had to escort him out. She's been on leave since. The weird part is, I'm not even mad at my wife for telling him. If anything, I respect her more for not blowing it up sooner. She waited. She moved out. Then she told the truth. She could have humiliated me publicly. She could have sent screenshots to my boss. She could have torched my life. Instead, she left quietly, with dignity, like the grown-up in the situation. I don't know what I thought this post would accomplish. I guess I just needed to get it out. The silence is too loud lately. Edit. Someone asked if I regret the affair or just getting caught. I regret everything. The affair, the lies, the way I took my wife's kindness for granted. Getting caught was just the exposure. The real regret is that I didn't realize how much I stood to lose until it was already gone. Update 2. Today was the handoff day. She pulled into the driveway right on time. She always is. And I helped buckle the boys into their car seats. Our youngest was clinging to his stuffed monkey, the one she stitched up after the dog tore it. My oldest was chattering about the puzzle we'd finished that morning. She smiled, said thank you, told me she'd bring them back on Sunday evening. But the part I can't stop thinking about, she was glowing, not just smiling to keep the peace or being polite in front of the kids. No, she looked alive. Her hair was pulled back. She had on a nice sweater I'd never seen before, and she had that subtle kind of peace in her eyes that told me she was actually okay, maybe better than okay, and it hit me like a freight train. She's not coming back, not just physically, emotionally, mentally, completely. She's moved on. Meanwhile, I'm still here in this house that feels like it's shrinking. I keep avoiding the laundry room because that's where she used to sing to the boys while folding clothes. I've been eating microwave dinners every night because I can't cook for shit, and the thought of using her cutting board makes me nauseous. I've been on the same episode of a dumb true crime show for 4 days because I keep rewinding it after zoning out. It's pathetic, really. A friend from work, one of the few still speaking to me, asked me to grab a drink after court today. I almost said no, but I went. I shouldn't have. We walked into the pub and within 10 minutes, someone at the bar gave me a look I knew too well. One of those, "Aren't you the guy who cheated on his wife?" stares. I don't even know if they actually knew or if I was just paranoid, but it felt like a spotlight was on me. My friend tried to change the subject, told a story about his daughter's ballet recital. I laughed. Too loud. I hated how fake it sounded. Then he said something that stuck. He said, "You don't look well, man. Are you sleeping?" I lied and said yes. The truth is, I haven't slept more than 4 hours in a night since the divorce papers came. And work, man, it's colder than ever. The other attorney, the woman I cheated with, is on extended leave now. I don't know if it was stress leave or something else, but I haven't seen her in 2 weeks. I got called into a closed-door meeting with HR. Nothing official yet, but I could tell they were sniffing around. Apparently, her husband sent in a complaint. I don't know the details. No one's saying anything outright, but I feel it. Eyes, silence in the break room. My team lead no longer copies me on certain case threads. I tried focusing on work. I thought burying myself in trials would be a distraction, but it's hard to focus when every defendant feels less guilty than I do. I'm spiraling and trying not to show it, but I know I am. The kids are the only thing keeping me tethered. I held my youngest for an hour last night while he fell asleep, his fever finally down. He curled into my chest, tiny hand clinging to my shirt like I was his whole world. And all I could think was, how did I throw this away? How did I take this family and risk it for a handful of secret texts and rushed meetings behind closed doors? I don't expect anyone to feel bad for me. I don't feel bad for me. I feel ashamed. I feel like the guy in the cautionary tale who thinks he's too clever to lose it all until he does. My wife, ex-wife, I don't even know what to call her now, has turned into someone new, someone stronger, more self-assured, and I'm just standing still, watching her become everything I never deserved. Edit. Some of you asked if I've apologized to her directly. The answer is no, not really. I said I was sorry the day she told me she was leaving. I cried. She nodded. That was it. I tried texting once a couple weeks ago. Just, I'm sorry for everything, and she didn't respond. I don't think she wants to hear it. She's not interested in my guilt. She's interested in raising our boys and moving on. I don't blame her. I just wish I could tell her anyway. Update 3. So, I finally did something I probably should have done 5 years ago. I started therapy. It took me forever to find someone with availability who didn't already know my name professionally. Small legal world. Yay. But I finally sat in that overpriced chair, stared at a woman who looked like she could be one of my old professors and said out loud, I destroyed my family, and I don't know how to live with it. She didn't flinch. She nodded. She asked, do you want to learn how? That was the first time in a long time I didn't feel like a total piece of shit. I mean, I am one. But at least it felt like someone wasn't just waiting for me to implode. We've been digging into it. Why I cheated, what was going through my head, how I compartmentalized my life like some kind of arrogant coward. It's ugly, but it's honest. And I think I need that. I know I do. Work is still tense. The gossip isn't as loud now, but it's still there. The HR investigation into my colleague, the affair partner, seems to have fizzled, at least for now. She still hasn't come back. I heard rumors that she may not return at all. I haven't spoken to her. I don't plan to. I got quietly pulled from a high-profile case last week. No explanation, just reassigned. I didn't fight it. It's like I'm wearing this scarlet letter that says, don't trust me. And honestly, fair enough. Now for the thing that messed me up this week. I was picking up the boys from daycare. It was my turn. I was a little early, so I sat in the car for a bit, scrolling mindlessly. Then I saw her, my ex. She walked across the parking lot, holding our youngest in one arm, our oldest tugging at her other hand. And right behind her, walking casually, was a man, tall, clean-cut, maybe late 30s. He was smiling at something our oldest was saying. He wasn't touching her. He wasn't acting like a replacement dad. He was just there. And the way she looked at him, it wasn't romantic. It wasn't flirty, but it was comfortable. That was the first time I realized there's going to be someone else. Maybe not him, maybe not now, but eventually, someone is going to tuck in my sons. Someone is going to cook dinner in the kitchen I used to call mine. Someone else is going to laugh at her jokes and make her smile in the morning. And it won't be me. I got in my car and sat there for a long time. I didn't cry. I thought I would. I just felt hollow, like I was watching a life I forfeited play out from behind a glass wall. That night, I tried writing her a letter. Not a please come back thing. Just an acknowledgement, a final apology. I didn't send it. I don't think I ever will, but it helped to write it. Here's a piece of it. You were always 2 steps ahead of me. Not because I was dumb, but because you were clear about what mattered. You never stopped loving the boys. You never stopped trying to make life good for us. Even when you knew, even when I was ruining it. I wish I'd known how much strength it takes to walk away quietly. You deserved a man who saw that before it was too late. I'm sorry I wasn't him. Therapy is helping me put the pieces together. Slowly, painfully. I've stopped trying to get her back. That ship sailed. Now I'm just trying to be a better version of myself so that maybe, our boys won't grow up hating the person I used to be, because that's what matters now. Not the house, not the reputation, not the shame. Just them. Edit. Some of you asked if she's seeing that guy. I don't know. I won't ask. If she is, I hope he treats her with the respect I didn't. That's not bitterness. That's honesty. She deserves someone solid. Someone who doesn't throw away their life over ego and impulse. Update 4. I didn't expect it. We were doing the usual drop-off. Boys were already in their pajamas, backpacks packed, sippy cups labeled. My ex stood by the door like always, polite but distant. She's mastered the art of neutral warmth. Enough to keep things civil, not enough to open a door. Then, As I turned to go, she asked, "Do you have a minute?" "That's it. That's all," she said. And still, my heart dropped into my stomach like it had been waiting for this moment for months. I nodded. Yeah, we sat down at the kitchen table. Her kitchen now. It smells different, cleaner. There's a plant on the windowsill and a framed photo of the boys in Halloween costumes, ones I wasn't there to help pick out. She didn't dance around it. I wanted to talk about the boys and us, not the marriage, just how we do this. I thought she meant logistics, schedules, boundaries, rules about screen time or what foods we're feeding them. And we did cover some of that. But then she said something I didn't see coming. They're going to ask questions one day about why we're not together. I want us to be ready. I froze. Not because she was wrong. She was right. Our oldest is already more perceptive than I give him credit for. He notices tension. He watches us during handoffs. And one day, he's going to ask why Daddy lives in a different house. But I had never even let my brain get that far. I asked her what she wanted to say. She said, "I think we tell them that sometimes grown-ups make big mistakes, and that the most important thing is to own them, and to never stop loving your family, even when things change." She looked at me when she said it, not cold, not angry, just steady. It was the most human moment we've had since she left. I felt my throat tighten, but I kept it together. I told her I agreed, that I didn't want to lie to them, but I also didn't want to poison their image of either parent. She nodded. Then, and this part almost broke me, she reached into a drawer and pulled out a small book. It was a photo album, the soft kind with the plastic sleeves. Inside were photos of the boys from the last 2 months. At the park, eating spaghetti with too much sauce, napping on the couch tangled in each other. She handed it to me. "I thought you might want these. I know you miss things on my days." I didn't say anything for a long time. Then I said, "Thank you," and she just nodded again, got up, started clearing a few dishes. I left soon after, the album clutched like it weighed 1,000 pounds. I cried in the car, like, full-on sobbed into the steering wheel. Not because I thought she still had feelings for me, not that kind, but because she didn't hate me. Because even after everything I did, she was still trying to be kind. Not for me, for the boys, for herself. That kind of grace, I don't think I've ever had it in me. Later that night, I sat with the album and flipped through every page. The boys look happy. Genuinely happy, and she looks free. Not like she's trying to prove anything, just like herself again. It kills me that I didn't protect that when I had the chance. But if I can protect this peaceful version of our co-parenting, then maybe that's how I start to make things right. Edit. For the people DMing asking if we're on the road to reconciliation. No, we're not. This isn't that story. She's gone, and I respect that now. This was closure, not a comeback. Final update. A year ago this week, my wife walked out the door and never looked back. I didn't know it at the time, but that was the moment I hit the bottom of my life. Not when she said, "I know." Not when she handed me divorce papers. Not even when I saw her with someone new. No, it was the quiet click of the door behind her, the finality in her steps, the way the house instantly became too big, too quiet, too unfamiliar. And now it's been a full year. I still live in the same house. For now, it's messier. It smells like toddler feet and reheated chicken nuggets. There are toys I keep forgetting to pick up and laundry I never fold right. But the boys are happy. They laugh a lot. They know both houses. They've adjusted better than I deserve, and that's because of her. She's been consistent, gentle, protective of their routine, even when I fumbled it early on. She's never bad-mouthed me in front of them. If she's bitter, they don't see it. They only know that mommy and daddy both love them and that sometimes families look different. That's her doing, not mine. As for me, I'm still in therapy. Every Tuesday at 4 p.m., I've missed one session in 11 months, and that was because my youngest had a stomach bug and puked on my shoes. I'm not better, but I'm honest now. I don't flinch when I say I cheated. I don't defend myself. I don't run from the word selfish. I sit with it. I carry it. And I try to do better. One tiny thing at a time. I started volunteering at a legal aid clinic on weekends. It doesn't undo anything, but it helps keep me from sinking into myself. I still have a job, though I'll never be on the fast track again. That's fair. I traded in the trust people had in me for something temporary and empty. Lesson learned. The hard way. And her? She's thriving. She finished a certification program a few months back and is now working full-time at a local women's health nonprofit. I dropped off the boys early one day and saw her standing in front of a little classroom, helping someone fill out a job application. She didn't see me. She was smiling. The kind of smile that's real, that isn't forced or for anyone else's benefit. I drove away that day with tears in my eyes. Not out of sadness, but out of gratitude. That she got out. That she found herself again. That my damage didn't take her down with me. She deserves everything good this world can give her, and more. The boys are still too young to ask the hard questions, but I know one day they will. And when they do, I'll tell them the truth. Age-appropriate, but honest. Daddy made a mistake, a big one, and it hurt people. But we still love you, and we always will. And when they ask about mommy, I'll tell them. She's the strongest person I know. She loved you before she loved herself. And she never stopped. I don't write this because I want sympathy. I don't want pity or even forgiveness. I just want to say it once, clearly. If you love someone, act like it. Every day. Don't wait until they're halfway out the door. Don't assume they'll stay just because they always have. Don't test their limits and call it love. I did all those things, and I lost the best thing that ever happened to me. Edit. To the kind messages in my inbox, thank you. I didn't expect this post to resonate, but I guess a lot of people out there have made mistakes and are trying to grow from them. I'm not proud of my story, but I'm proud that I'm still here, still showing up for my kids, and finally trying to be a man they can trust. Thanks for reading. Really, Reddit gave me a place to process when I had no one to talk to. I'll be logging out after this. It's time to live the life I've been rebuilding, quietly, humbly, and with a whole lot of therapy. Take care of yourselves, and take care of the people who love you before they have to learn how to live without you.